Hello there. Trying for the first time my mixture 965 in my Savinelli 320. I haven't tried the older incarnations of this blend. This is my my first try, but I think it's quite a good smoke so far. I don't know if it's something I'll rush out to buy, but wanted to shoot another video because of something I thought about with my last post on sort of rambling about buying quality stuff and quality blends and things like that. It's occurred to me that I have a post in my pipe smoking tips playlist about the first pipe you buy. Sort of some recommendations and things like that. But I don't have one about the first tobacco you should buy. I guess this will not so much be a these are the blends everybody should try sort of post as much as to say I do think that as you learn to smoke a pipe, you can watch videos and get some hints and tips, and I have some in this playlist. I think you learn to appreciate and better smoke tobacco. Your taste will grow and improve and change, and that's what I talked about in the last video. I think over the 5 or 6 or so years that I've been smoking a pipe, I think I think my tastes have developed, and I think my palate has developed, and I'm better able to taste some of the finer nuances that set some of the great tobaccos apart from the other ones. But I had quite the opposite experience in the beginning when I was just getting into it. I was a broke college student, had student loans after I graduated, and wanted to get the best bang for my buck. And that's my contest, if you haven't seen it, is about that. What's the best bang for your buck? And very often that is buying bulk blends, and there's some great bulk blends out there that are in the lower price range. So I would actually recommend, and this is what everybody has to do. If you want to start out with the very best, more power to you. But especially when you're exploring the different genres, and there are various types of blends and types of leaf and things that that you'll learn about. Some people don't like some and like others. I notice sometimes people will say, and like the marketers or people that write on the tobacco tins, like, this is for the experienced pipe smoker. And sometimes there's this impression that aromatics are for the new guys, and natural English blends and natural Virginias and whatever else is for the experienced smoker. And that was the case with me. I started out with aromatics and then found I like the natural stuff a lot more. But not everybody's going to do that. So, I would recommend when you start, if you go into a local tobacconist, I would just say ask about the various types they have. If you're going online, you want to look up maybe some Virginia blends, or Virginia and Perique, some more burley based blends. Some of the natural, there's Peter Stokeby does a natural Dutch Cavendish, which is pretty good. It's just a natural burley Virginia Cavendish blend. Try some English blends. Try some heavy English blends. When I went into a tobacconist and asked, I want to try an English blend, he gave me one without any Latakia, which I guess might not be an English blend depending on your definition, but it had some Orientals and stuff. And he said that might be a good way to progress into it, but then he said, here's a real heavy English blend with lots of Latakia. Just, you really get the idea of this is what it is, and if you don't like it that much, you can tone it back to a lighter English blend, but at least you know what's out there. But when you're in this exploratory phase, I guess I wouldn't, personally I wouldn't go buying, oh, I want to taste what an English blend tastes like, so I'm going to drop a couple $100 on some Penzance, because I want to know what the best of the best tastes like. The beginning, I probably couldn't tell the difference, and so I said, you know, there's tons of blends out there that get excellent reviews on Tobacco Reviews, and they're really cheap. And so that's what I started with. Cornell and Diehl is fairly cheap. Peter Stokkebye has some blends with great reviews. If you like aromatics, Lane aromatics are sold in your local tobacconists across the country, and you can get them a little bit cheaper online if you buy 4 ounces at a time. Which you may not want to do if you're not sure you're going to like it, but at the same time, if you're like me, you might be addicted to getting good deals. So you'd rather get a good deal on 4 ounces of something you don't like than, like, you know, spend $5 for 1 ounce just to try. And you can always trade tobacco, or, you know, you might come to like something later if you save it. But my advice would be not necessarily to start out with tinned blends, but maybe try those bulks first as you're getting into it, because you may not be able to tell the difference between some of the good blends that are out there in bulk and the great blends that may be available only in tins. As you grow, you taste more stuff as your palate develops and your smoking technique develops, and you get the learn to detect those flavors and get the most flavors out of it without, burning too hot and things like that. Then you might start to notice some stuff, and like I said, for me that took years, and I'm just kind of getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to buy something unless I know, or I'm not going to keep it at least, unless it's something like, yeah, this is really good and I really want to smoke this. So, I might not buy 3-star blends anymore, which, I wouldn't say don't try a blend that gets a 3-star review from somebody online on Tobacco Reviews or on YouTube, but for me, if I'm going to rate it at 3 stars, that's a good blend, but I kind of want to smoke 4-star blends. I guess that's it. I'd try with the cheap stuff first, because there are good blends that can be had for not much money. And then when you find, I really just love Virginias, and yeah, an English blend every now and then is okay. Sometimes I smoke aromatics, but if you love those Virginias, then go out there and try the full Virginia flake, the best brown flake, which may cost you a bit more. You might have to buy the tin or buy at least a ½ pound in order to get those. But if you found through a few years of smoking that's what you're really turning to as your tastes develop, then go for those blends. I will say that I still have a little bit of the cheapskate left, and I'm not going to order, for instance, like Germain's Rich Dark Flake, which, because of European tobacco taxes and it not being available in America, you have to pay a lot of money for. And to me, they're just, even though compared to like other hobbies it may not be that much, to me it's not worth that extra money. I like full Virginia flake just as well, I think, and it's a lot cheaper. Even though comparatively it's maybe one of the more expensive blends, when you can get Peter Stokkebye's Virginia flakes for less than $2 an ounce if you buy in bulk. Well, I hope that was helpful. It's kind of long, but yeah, that's what I recommend doing to start out with, and hope that's helpful. Cheers.